Hey, good morning from Tokyo, guys. That's right. It is early morning here in Tokyo. I did not sleep well last night, probably due to some hot chocolate, lots of chocolate in there right before bed. Not a good idea, not wise, for me at least. But anyway, yeah, I was tossing and turning all night. One of those turns and tosses, I saw on my laptop that Lanterns, the trailer, is here. I've been waiting for this. Talk more about that afterwards, but let's get it. Got my strawberry jam and margarine sandwich thing, popular in Japan. Delicious though.
All due respect,
All due
we've been
respect.
training for what, 2 months? And I haven't even worn the ring yet.
Really? Okay.
Don't get hung up on the jewelry, Junior. You're just a fucking substitute teacher. You're not ready to get up in front of the class until the ring says you are.
Okay.
All right.
I saw this before.
I could have died.
You want me to train you? I'm training you.
Be a Green Lantern. It seems a little extreme, but that looks about right for Green Lantern training.
This is my town. You're a big shot. Noted.
This guy.
Stay the fuck out of my way.
Think she hates your guts.
Oh,
It's the way she leads them.
I'm surprised that she's in it. Scottish actress.
Let that stupider.
That I don't doubt. The Green Lantern's oath is to protect people. We both know I do a better job of this than you.
This is my job. As long as I'm alive, that ain't changing. So
I don't like the sound of that. Please don't kill him off.
You're old. You're tired.
Ooh.
Your time is up. I don't understand. Who are you exactly?
Hal Jordan, Green Lantern.
Woo. I like that. Interesting.
Have you ever talked with the other lanterns?
I'm the only human. They're aliens. One of them's a fucking squirrel.
Okay. I like the trailer definitely better than before. Well, we got the little snippet, but that was just a teaser. This is still a teaser, I believe, right? First of all, I'll just talk about what I liked. I liked the shot of him taking off straight from the ground, flying. That looked grounded and real, and at the same time fantastical sci-fi, right? I didn't see any obvious computer CG effects in that, so I like that. So I always love me some Kyle Chandler. Okay, I first saw him in what was it called? New Edition, Next Edition, Today's Edition. It was an old TV show where he would get a newspaper talking about whatever crimes would happen today, and he could stop them or something. That was a long time ago, I believe in the late 90s. But ever since then, he's always had this kind of the similar energy that Harrison Ford has in the Indiana Jones films. Like a guy that is competent, a little rugged, but always seems to not know exactly where he is in a slight comedic way, and is always just over his head. You know what I mean? I like that. I like that about him. And I saw a little bit of him in The Wolf of Wall Street. I have not seen that movie straight through, but the scene I saw him in was just so funny. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. With On the Boat, Leonardo DiCaprio. I love that. He's got that little twinkle in his eye. So I can see him as Hal Jordan. I wish in a different life that we could see Hal Jordan as the Green Lantern with Kyle Chandler playing him younger. No offense against Aaron Pierre. I haven't seen him in anything, okay? But I really want to see Rebel Ridge, so respect already for that guy from everything I've heard about him, okay? Respect. And I'm looking forward to him in this as John Stewart. But I'm a fan of, if you start a world over again, do things chronologically. You know what I mean? I just hit the mic there on my lip. Starting to get that's a sign I'm starting to get passionate. Okay, calm down, Ken. But I like to see things done chronologically if you're just starting a world over. You know what I mean? So I'm not a big fan of the Ant-Man thing that they did in the Marvel Universe. I like Scott Lang's character, love his character, but I wish, because Marvel was new, that they would have started with Hank Pym. Then ironically though, if you're gonna do that, I like the way that Marvel has done it. I like the way that DC is doing it. They're not erasing that person from existence the way they would have done in comic book movies maybe 25 years ago, right? They never would have brought up that original Golden Age, Silver Age character. I like that. Okay, if you're gonna bring him in, if you're gonna fold him in, make it that, yeah, he was the original and we're in it years later. Okay. That's not the perfect world I wish for, but here we are, Aaron Pierre. Look, the way the guy is, I love that part in the trailer where he says, not menacingly, but truthfully, in a restrained, rooted strength. You're old, you're tired, right? And at the same time, that's reflecting what he is not, being younger, but he doesn't have to say that. That's all he has to say. You're old, you're tired, your time is done, I like that coolness of his delivery. So I have to see more of Aaron Pierre's work, that was bogus, jumping out of the car like that. But I can kind of see that being, that going hand in hand with Green Lantern training. I mean, because you're dealing with cosmic threats, and the ring, I mean, it thrives and feeds off of courage, right? And the absence of fear. The less of it you have, the more, from what I remember, I didn't read Green Lantern all the time growing up. I had a few comics from the 70s. I had a vintage one. But that, I believe that's the gist of it. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments, let me know. But the absence of fear feeds the power of the ring and imagination, your own creativity, right? So I can see where that would be, in the cards for training. What he did, you want to be a Green Lantern, this is what's going on. It's not, pulling over people for, traffic stops. You're dealing with world-ending, dimension-ending entities and threats, And from what I know about Hal Jordan and his origins, there was, I think his name was Abin Sur, like there was another alien Green Lantern that it was similar circumstances in the way, I mean, that alien was dying, right? He was attacked and he fell to earth in his ship and he was dying, and the ring sought out somebody, so life and death are tied into the destiny, the fate of the ring, not the one ring. The Green Lantern ring. I've been watching a lot of Lord of the Rings stuff lately, so I have to separate that in my mind. I'm still groggy, just woke up. But anyway, now on to some stuff that I'm a little bit not my creative choice. If I was in the director's chair, the showrunner's chair, I'm not a big fan of James Gunn's way of using the outfits to make them look clearly, going out of his way to show that they're costumes and uniforms that are handmade. Like, I know he did that in the Guardians movies, and I liked it for what it was. I didn't think so much about it because I was not a big fan of the Guardians comics growing up. I hadn't read them. You know, I would see them, those characters in other stories when they would cross over with the Avengers or whatever. But I just wasn't a diehard fan. And I don't think that the costumes are that intrinsically connected to their character and value and mythos as someone like Superman or Spider-Man or Batman, you know. So when the Superman movie came out from Gunn, which I love to death because of its Silver Age, unashamedly Silver Age roots. If you want to hear and see more about that, me gushing over that, check out my reaction, Silver Age reaction to Superman on the channel. Okay. So with the Superman one in the outfit, I feel like Gunn, he did the same thing, same aesthetic, right? The kind of workman's uniform. Clearly this is made in you know, it's not an energy suit, it's not magic, it's not movie magic either, right? Which I prefer. I like the movie magic thing. I don't like everything having to be explained. I like him tearing his shirt off and there's an S under there. It's like, where'd that suit come from? I know in today's generation, the youth, they have to have everything explained to them. I think that's part of movie magic, and it's part of the Silver Age magic of comics, that this is escapism, it's whimsy, you're not supposed to think about that too much. That's why you're picking up this book. That's why you're picking up a comic. You're trying to escape reality for a little bit. There's enough reality just to root it so that you know, are able to, the ground rug isn't pulled out from under you, you know, like you're left standing, but you're reading a comic book. It's supposed to be gee whiz, by gosh, Willikers, or whatever they used to say. But I do feel like Gunn, out of respect of that, at least for Soup's costume in his movie, he kind of held back on his aesthetics, reined himself in a little bit. I don't like the collar. I don't like that on Soup's. But everything else, I was like, okay, looks good, especially the vibrancy of the colors. I mean, man. But when in Lanterns, when I saw that suit in the closet, I was like, no. He's a Green Lantern. Everything, including his suit, it's energy based. It comes from the ring. I mean, come on, like, you know. So I respect Gunn for. I don't agree with everything he does, but I respect him for bringing out, as I said, the whimsy and the by gosh, escapist Silver Age spirit of comic books. You can see it in the Guardians films, that he's in love with that. I love that. I feel like I'm picking up a comic and reading it, you know. He has no problems with spinning the entire film off Earth. I love that, you know. But I'm just a little shocked by that. Then why this aspect? Because the costumes are a really big part of the spirit of comic books and who they are, you know. I don't want to be thinking about how many seamstresses worked on this or how many tailors measured him just right, you know, to get it. I don't want to think about that, especially for a Green Lantern, because it's clear from the get-go. They make it known it's energy based. It comes on him wherever he is. He doesn't have to go and say, wait a minute, in a battle and go to this, you know, closet and put on a suit, you know. That's the cool thing about him. He could fall out of a plane and that ring comes out and everything forms on. That's awesome, you know. But anyway, I'm not gonna be like the current fan base and just be like, that little thing, that one thing I don't like, it's crap. No, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, I believe in nuanced reviews and everything. I don't like that aspect, but I like what I see so far. I like the Western setting. It's got that grit to it. I don't know what's up, like why he's restraining himself from using the ring. I saw a lot of restraint in the show, at least in the teaser. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if he's banished or cut off from the other Lanterns. I don't know if, he is restraining himself on purpose. He's restraining himself, of course, on purpose, but he's restraining himself because he's trying to teach the newbie, the rookie, he doesn't want to rely too much on the ring. I don't know. What do you think? Guys, if you know, like, any news about the show, plot details that I don't know, please let me know in the comments. Please let me know in the comments if you know more about this show and the story details that I don't. You can answer that for me. Let me know what you think about this trailer and this series. Are you for it? Are you looking forward to the series? Were you not looking forward to it and now this trailer has changed your mind? Or the opposite? I don't know. But all things considered, it's an exciting time to be a fan of comics. And if you're a DC fan, even more. I feel like, I grew up, like I said, reading mostly Marvel comics, X-Men, even upstairs here in Tokyo. I just brought them with me from home. Kind of, it's nice to have a little nostalgia to keep you rooted, remind you of home when you live abroad. I've been here in Japan 17 years, in Asia for 18 years. And I have a small group of comics that I take with me from home wherever I move in Asia and Japan, And some of them are X-Men comics, specifically the Australia run, right? Chris Claremont, when they were in the Outback. Oh, I love that. Probably because that was the first comic book my cousin gave me. That was the first comic I ever had, and so I ended up collecting the run of them in the Outback. I thought it was such a unique time for the X-Men. But I do have a couple of DC comics. I have some Batman comics from the 1980s. I had a Green Lantern comic from the 70s. I don't know what happened to it. I got lost in the move, but I've been mostly a Marvel guy, and I was just overwhelmed with joy when the MCU came out. And I'm still a fan, even though it went off the rails a little bit. They're starting to come back. But because I was in mourning about decisions they made with the MCU, James Gunn's DCU came, and I just, wow. Like I said, I just fell in love with it, just from Superman. Looking forward to Supergirl coming. Me and some students from my art school here in Tokyo, we're gonna go. We went to the theater to see Superman when it came out here in Japan, and this particular group are ladies. It's a ladies class, so they enjoyed it, and they're really looking for. They were just bursting with excitement when they saw the trailer I showed them for Supergirl. They thought it was just gonna be a one-off character, So yeah, so I'm excited. We're excited for all of that, But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching my reaction. Let me know your thoughts on the trailer. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Give me a thumbs up if you liked my reaction. Thumbs down if you didn't. It's okay. Brother's always getting better. Brother's still waking up. God bless you wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you next time on the sofa.